do not want to interrupt, but I think our priority should be to find Cornelia. I doubt our Mother Cardinal is aware of the Inquisition's actions. She will certainly want to put an end to it all to appease the natives. Whereas, a frontal assault led by Deirdre and her men would only rekindle the conflict. And Cornelia would certainly take umbrage at an intervention of the congregation without even informing her of the situation.
Siora, Asir, Bertir to Madis. What do you want?
Could you tell me about Siora?
You are right there, and you let him talk about you like this. As perhaps I wanted to hear how you'd reply. Perhaps, but I don't like this. Did you want anything else?
Deirdre requested that She intends to attack a camp of the Ordo Luminous to set free their...
The Ordo Luminous?
It's the name of the Inquisition. The Reds...
Disolaser.
They're still trying to convert your people. Those who do not accept the Enlightened are taken to this camp where they are tortured. Deirdre needs more warriors.
The Gaius Rad have been deeply weak.
Deirdre told...
I am, but she's asking a lot more than our clan might not survive.
By fighting alongside Deirdre, you will strengthen your... And if some other settlers were to attack you, she would...
You are not wrong. If there's a risk, we might... I will gather my warriors and talk. Did you want anything else?
Thanks. Goodbye.
Gaius Rad. Deirdre. She's asking us to... Shall we rise to her? Our spears will rise in defense. Then it is done. You can leave with a peaceful mind. My warriors will fight alongside yours and Deirdre's.
Your Eminence.
Sir de Sardet.
I have come to inform you of the existence of a secret camp. Created from what we know, they abduct natives and take them there, and those who refuse to renounce their faith, despite their...
How does the Inquisition still dare to take act? You think that what happened to them because of their overzealous ways? In any case, if the natives came to you to complain, we must intervene.
In that case, we should act fast, Your Eminence. Because one of these native clans is getting ready for an assault. They managed to find the camp and are gathering their troops.
I implore you to dissuade them, Your Excellency. It is our duty to fix this situation. I wouldn't want the natives to think that we were letting them suffer without doing anything. Since you seem to know all the details of this matter, will you agree to lead my troops?
You want me to lead the offensive on this bastion of the Inquisition?
Yes. Of course, you would be leading a troop of guards, which I will immediately put at your disposal. Go to the barracks and show this mandate to the quartermaster. He will ensure that you are provided with. As for me, I pray the enlightened will guide.
It's blocked.
What can I do for you?
Here. The mother...
Everything looks perfectly in order.
Some members of the Ordo Luminous built a camp to convert the natives. Her Eminence wishes to put an end to what could lead to a war between Thélème...
I see. I will order the men I have here to... I just need to explain the mission. Soldiers, the Mother Cardinal is... You will have to put an end to the... I expect you to... For Thélème!
Comrades, pack your bags. We're leaving at once.
Fight with honor!
For the coin and the enlightened.
enemies!
Close to it, Nespiri. We're almost at the camp of the Solasser. Should we wait here?
Yes, let's.
Our men are ready, Your Excellency. They're awaiting your...
Perfect. Our objective is that we have the element of surprise. Let's make...
Understood, Your Excellency.
Let's find a vantage point to get a better overview of this fort.
So, this is the place where the Ordo Luminis stain their hands with blood.
There's no turning back. I hope that you're all... Most of their troops seem to be outside. As if they... The prisoners are most likely in some basement, perhaps.
Most of the fighting will take place outside. The priests are at a disadvantage in confined spaces.
We must strike quickly if we want to make good use of the element.
What are your orders, Your Excellency?
We are behind the camp where there are fewer guards. Getting inside... We will conduct two near simultaneous... The first larger group will attack from the front. As for me... My companions and I will get inside we will set as many prisoners free as we can. Once you have
At your orders.
Indeed. Are you ready for the assault?
We're ready, Your Excellency.
In that case, conduct the assault as soon as you're...
May the enlightened protect me in this battle! May the shadow engulf our enemies! May the enlightened protect me in this battle!
Quick! Let's hurry and reach the prisoners before the Inquisitors kill them all. Intervene quickly, thank you. Let's find the keys to these cells. Locked. Wait here for now. We're still fighting outside.
May the Enlightened always keep you in... Have you heard Father Aloysius' sermon? A bit too hateful for my taste. He should know that moderation goes hand in hand with wisdom.
May the Enlightened protect me in this battle! May the shadow engulf our enemies! May the Enlightened protect me in this battle! May the shadow engulf our enemies!
I think that was the last of the Inquisitors. The fort is safe now. We're done here. Let's lend a hand to our allies outside, as there are still some prisoners there. These prisoners have been dead for days. There's no one left to set free. Let's get out of here. How did the battle go for you?
Your plan was successful, Your Excellency. We won a
Congratulations. And we were able to set the prisoners. I would like for you to escort them to the closest village.
At your command, Your Excellency.
Once this is done, you can return to... And do not worry. The Mother Cardinal will be... Your Eminence, I salute.
Sir de Sardet.
We managed to dismantle the Ordo Lumine, and while we were there,
Those wretched fools! How dare... I will make sure that a decree is published, so...
The guards served you well, and bravely followed your orders.
They will be thanked, and without your intervention, Thélème as a whole would have appeared as a monster in the eyes of...
It was my pleasure, Mother Cardinal.
What do you seek?
I have come to tell you that we have taken care of the Inquisitors and set the camp's prisoners free.
You thought we weren't capable of fighting the Soul Lasser and of freeing our people?
That's not it. I thought it was my duty to inform the woman who represents Thélème here of the situation. She's the commander of the Soul Lasser, and she was furious when she heard about their actions. She made a point of punishing them herself, and of having your people set free as a token of good faith.
I understand. She's proven a respectable queen. And you have proven an ally. I thank you for your help on Almanawi. From now on, you have our gratitude and our trust. From this day forward, you are a Karants of our clan. Anything more?
I need to be going.
Gwawalem seg.
Maybe enlightened protect me in this battle. May the shadow engulf our enemies.
Oh, there you are, Your Excellency. The Enlightened has heard my prayers.
What's going on? Where are the others?
After deciphering the content of the tablets, they went north to continue their research in some swamps. But they must have encountered problems. Brother Fidelis came back here, and he was in a dreadful state. He most likely came to seek help, but he fainted. It's impossible for us to know what happened to them.
I'm not a doctor, but I may be able to examine him.
Oh, please do. Any help would be appreciated. We've done our best, but our magic has proved inefficient. And the healer we sent for will certainly arrive too late from San Mateus.
This man is burning up with fever, and he bears several bite marks and traces of blows.
The blows did not put him in this state. He looks like a victim of poisoning. With the right antidote, I think we could get him back on his feet.
Have you tried giving him any anti-poison?
Of course, but to no avail. And what if it were a hex cast by the heretics?
No matter what happens, you always suspect them.
Why, of course. These savages are always to blame. The man was in the swamp. There are some rare animals there, and their venom is terrible. A healer from the area will know the antidote.
We could ask Lair. He will direct us to someone who understands remedies.
On Olmanawi, you've come back to see old Lair. I heard that you...
Did Vindwal tell you?
Yes, and divorced Tyrant. My heart bleeds at the news of our brother's death. I was hoping that peace with the Renaigse was possible. I'm starting to think it is an illusion. Well, we will see what the winds bring us.
I need your advice. You may already know that one of the researchers came back wounded from the expedition.
I heard about it.
He has all the symptoms of a poisoning, but the anti-poisons we gave him had no effect. He must have been bitten by a creature of the swamp, and we're looking for a healer who would know of a suitable antidote.
So, you came to see me. Interesting. Our neighbors did not think for one moment that we could be helpful. Alas, our Donegat is one of the exiles. But Vindwal knows plants well. She will know.
Thank you. I will go see her. I hope she agrees to help us. I have to go.
Here you are again. What do you want?
I have come to ask for your help. Lair told...
I do know a few of them.
One of the researchers came back wounded from the expedition. Apparently he was bitten by...
And now he has the Llewellyn fever. We have a good knowledge about this affliction.
Do you know which antidote should be given?
My son died because of these people. They neglect. Why should I give you my knowledge to...
I'm sorry about what happened to Bran, and about the priest's behavior towards you. But are you really prepared to let a man die when you could save him? To perpetuate the cycle of vengeance?
No, no. You're right.
Thank you, Vindwal.
Where am
you? Are in Eden.
Oh, the swamp is so hostile.
What caused these...
A nightmarish creature. A colleague and I had left to fetch some... I managed to run away, but I don't know what...
Show me the location of your colleague.
There. Please.
Thank you. You... I do not remember there being a path in this place the last time we came.
You're perfectly right, my child. This passage must have been cleared by the expedition. We should follow it.
Suggested by the tablets. I had no way of knowing.
Hey, what's happening here? I could hear you from miles away.
Your Excellency, I'm so happy to see you. You arrived right on time to settle this matter.
How did you manage to find us in the middle of this swamp?
Brother Fidelis managed to reach Eden. He's the one who told us where your camp was.
But he didn't leave alone. What happened to Father Orbricus, who was accompanying him?
He must be dead, like our other companions. This is all your fault. This is yet more proof that you are not fit to lead such a team. I should be the one in charge.
Maybe you should calm down and explain to me what's happening here.
This expedition was undertaken with no concern for common sense. We are not equipped to explore this type of place. Our people are disappearing, and all we have found are some falsified writings.
Brother Virgil is terrified, which probably explains why he is being so disingenuous. We have made incredible discoveries, and we could find more.
You are beyond redemption. I won't waste another second talking to you. If you want to talk to me, Your Excellency, it will have to be without her.
How charming.
Your Excellency, I hope you will forgive us for that scene. But ever since we arrived here, it has been unbearable. I'm afraid we may—
Before anything else, I need to know what led to this situation between you.
What would you like to know?
For what reason were you—
The expedition itself, I'm afraid. Virgil was always against it, especially under my supervision. For him, our discoveries in Eden were sufficient. They confirmed what he wanted. The rest, according to him, we should never have continued. And when we found new tablets, it became even worse.
Were they also written by Saint Matthias?
Without a doubt. The handwriting is the same. There are also some patterns, some islander symbols. It's fascinating. But what really angers Virgil is the content we managed. Our founder explains that he learned a lot from the islanders. Something our brother cannot accept. He now persists in saying that these tablets are fake, forged.
Brother Fidelis told me that several members of the expedition have disappeared.
Yes. That's why he left, along with Father Orbricus, to fetch them. 3 more of our colleagues are missing. And I'm not even talking about the ones who fell ill. I must admit that I made a mistake. I should have prepared this expedition more thoroughly.
And no one has searched for those who are missing.
I wanted us to search for them, but someone later convinced me that it presented too much of a risk. Along with lack of preparation, our constantly decreasing number, and creatures swarming the area.
And by someone, I suppose you mean Brother
Indeed.
I'm thankful for these pieces.
Of course, that's understandable. You must hear us both before you can make a decision.
Brother Virgil.
What do you want?
Can you explain to me what caused such—
The reason for it is very simple. It is Eugenia's folly. The discoveries made in Eden were sufficient, but no. She organized this expedition in a hurry, without taking and now she's accepting as facts the delirious writings we discovered on these tablets, without doubting them for even once.
What do you mean?
We found some new tablets, allegedly written by Saint Matthias, but their content is so absurd that they were— I am certain that the natives must have found these stones before us and modified their content.
How would they have done that? The natives cannot write.
They must have been helped by an unscrupulous settler. How would I know?
Brother Fidelis told me that some of your colleagues went missing. Do you know—
They did not go missing. They were killed. It was the wild beast. And let's not forget the savages. We can feel their presence, roaming around the camp at night. I am certain that
That's strange. There aren't many villages around here.
And they have better things to do than roam around their camp at night.
And the only native we met was a little in...
Those savages may very well have... We will not be safe on this island.
I see. So
we can die as well!
I cannot take sides in your quarrel for now. And, in any case, it is... Even if you think they are dead, we have to try finding your colleagues.
Well, if you are prepared to take such a risk, but I would not get my hopes up. You should start to get there. Take the path south of here. But be careful.
This man's skull is sunken, but he doesn't look like he was in a fight. Could he have fought?
That is unlikely. Look, my child. The wound is located at the back of the skull. I regret to say that in my opinion he was struck from behind, with a mace, most likely.
This man's skull is sunken, but he doesn't look like he was in a fight. Could he have fallen?
That is unlikely. Look, my child. The wound is located at the back of the skull. I regret to say that in my opinion he was struck from behind, with a mace, most likely.
May the Enlightened protect me in this battle!
This poor soul was almost entirely devoured. He must have been killed by swamp animals. Even so, this wound looks different from the others. It looks like a knife wound.
You're right. He was stabbed before being fed to the animals. But anyone could have used such a blade.
These fang marks are impressive. The poor man didn't have a chance. He must have been attacked by a large reptile. Most likely a Lowolan. But what was he doing alone so far from camp? It seems obvious now that these disappearances were orchestrated.
The deaths of these people were a deception. Only the Renaigse are deceitful enough to do such a thing. They kill each other and accuse my people. This virgin, he wants to push aside this woman at all cost. He must be the culprit.
Indeed. I think that we should go find this brother and ask for an explanation.
May the Enlightened protect me in this battle!
Brother Virgil.
Your Excellency!
Indeed. I regret to say that they are indeed all dead.
I knew it. What a waste. Eugenia and her recklessness.
I'm afraid someone else is responsible for this. These deaths are not accidental.
The savages. Their thirst for blood is up.
Watch your tongue, priest. Our people have no need. Only the Renaigse are deceitful enough to...
Who else could it be?
Someone who desperately wanted this expedition to fail. Does that...
Fine. You unmasked me. But no, the Ordo Luminis sent me to keep an eye to ensure that the discoveries we made would not jeopardize our nation. But the inscriptions on the tablets are a heresy. A dangerous manipulation. Can you imagine what would happen if it was said that our founder listened? But even then, foolish Eugenia, except without realizing that our...
I understand that you might want to protect your nation, but to go as far...
Come now. What would you do if you cannot make me believe that you would not be willing to... But since you want to avoid you... My colleagues and I know how to sort through these discoveries.
This Renaigse tried to... The priests would have wanted to punish them, and innocent people would have died.
It is undeniable that these discoveries could cause a great upset, but he has no right to decide what should be revealed or not. Be careful with your accusations, though. Eugenia and her colleagues are on edge. We wouldn't...
Sorry, Brother Virgil, but I cannot accept. You will take your belongings and leave. The research will continue, and their discoveries will be studied by one. The decision to reveal them or not will be theirs.
I see. My colleagues and I will go back to Eden.
Alas, I have...
How horrible! But how...
I doubt it. Brother Virgil is responsible for these deaths.
What? But why would he?
As I do not have the authority to arrest him, I sent him. If you want him to face judgment, you will have to report what happened to the Mother Cardinal.
You are right. As soon as we get back to civil once more, your help has... Alas. We will have to go back to Eden as well. There are two...
Were you hoping to discover more?
Of course. This place was but the last tablets speak of a journey northbound, further up in the swamp. But even if Virgil is no longer a threat, we are not sufficiently well equipped.
We could go there for you if you wish. You just have to tell us...
That would be marvelous. Of course, you would have to start... I think I noticed a path going north when I was there, actually. Look for any traces of life. Perhaps...
Don't worry. I will conduct this research.
I've never been that far into this one, but if I was to live here, I would look for a drier place.
May the enlightened help us. A cavern. Hermits often choose places like this when they want to live away from the world. This is incredible. People living in the house of St.
The enlightened protect me in this battle!
Magnificent. If St. Matthias did come here, this is where he must have settled.
Let's take a closer look at these paintings. We may learn something from them. This mural is very ancient. It depicts an old man dressed as a priest getting his face painted by a masked native. This mural depicts an old man praying in front of a face in the mountain. He's holding a rosary. Saint Matthias, praying to Enon Frictimen. I don't know these glyphs, but these spirals are native symbols. There are some words in our ancient language next to them. The light and the earth are the two faces of a same power. It's impossible to know if this is a translation or another sentence. But this is a message that would seriously displease the Inquisitors.
I cannot believe it. These symbols, they are signs used in the secret writing of the Donegada.
Engraved tablets. They resemble the ones we recovered in Eden. We should take them with us. The researchers would be delighted to study them. There are some native symbols here. And some letters I recognize, as if someone had tried to write in the native language using our alphabet. Men dui stat, enon frictimen.
It means, welcome us amongst your people, enon frictimen.
This is incredible. Saint Matthias would have known about the spirit of the island and would have prayed to him. Looks like a chaplet made of pewter. It's rather basic, but it was made a long time ago, and it undeniably comes from the continent.
This is incredible. Saint Matthias is often depicted or described as using a similar chaplet. Oh, I feel so lucky to be here, in this cavern where our founder lived. I don't know if you realize the importance of what we've just... Saint Matthias, the founder of Teleme, finished his life. This is so incredible. Although it will cause a huge
I wonder what I should do with these relics. Eugenia probably didn't imagine that Saint Matthias lived his life in a way that's so different from what they advocate. As for Virgil, he wasn't wrong.
I understand you must be concerned. Great revelations are often followed by a trail of blood. But if what we found was revealed, my people could live in peace with the priests at last.
I already took sides in their quarrel. If I change my mind, I'm afraid that it might be seen as treason. I'll think about it on the way there. Let's go back to the researchers' camp.
so? Did you find...
We discovered a cave that was inhabited a long time ago by mostly natives, who had obviously created a sacred site.
And have you found traces of our holy founder? New relics? Perhaps some tablets?
There were also frescoes on the site, representing Saint Matthias.
Frescoes? Tell me more. This is fascinating.
He was shown having his face painted by a native. On the other, he prayed to a god of the mountain.
You can't be serious. You mean to say that our saint converted to the cult of the islanders?
That is what emerges from our findings, yes. Other objects that I was able to bring back also point in this direction. Look, there are inscriptions. These tablets and also this chaplet.
This chaplet? I cannot believe it. It is so... Excuse me. I cannot find the words to express how I... You must come with me. We must go and... You realize, our entire dogma will have to change. So far, anyone who wanted to question it would have burned their fingers. Literally.
And you think that this time they'll listen?
We have solid proof. All this evidence.
I see. I will...
It seems we are arriving right on time. You did well to warn us, Brother.
I'm afraid that your Excellency's lies weren't very...
We were informed of your discoveries and of the danger they represent. We demand that you hand them over to us immediately, so that they...
How can you even suggest the destruction of...
Out of love for our dogma. But since you refuse to comply with our orders...
Death to the heretic!
May the enlightened protect me in this battle! May the shadowing... Your magic is running out! Take a break!
I cannot believe that I just fought my own brother. The fact that the Inquisition is after us...
We would do well to hasten to Sam, even if these men were the last forces that the
You are right. There is a risk that the Mother Cardinal...
Fortunately, we have some leverage and if you will allow me to attend the hearing...
Your help will be precious to us. In any case, I will study the tablets one last time to make sure And I will meet you at the palace in San...
Understood. See you soon, Sister Eugenia.
Ah, Your Excellency. We were Sister Eugenia was just recounting me the tale of your achievement.
These relics shed a new light on the... It all demonstrates that he hadn't evangelized the islanders, but merging the cult of the enlightened and the cult...
These discoveries, if they can be verified, are extraordinary. But they also represent a great upheaval that could harm our nation. We must first verify their authenticity. Could what you have witnessed...
The cavern we discovered is located in a very remote place. There is no island or village nearby. It contains some ruined dwellings, but clearly no one has lived there for a very long time. Fraudsters would inevitably have left traces of their passage, and we have not found any. The entrance to the cave was protected by one of those giant creatures that the natives call a Nardaig. These guardians usually protect sacred places and let no one enter without a fight. I had to kill this beast, which leads me to think that nobody had entered the cave for a very long time. We discovered ancient frescoes on the walls of the cave. They represent Saint Matthias without a doubt. He is depicted with his chaplet. In one, he is praying for the divinity of the island. In the other, his face was being painted by a native. I understand how shocking these discoveries are, but their antiquity proves that they are genuine.
The tablets found at the site, however, attest that our founder had not abandoned the cult of the enlightened. He simply saw it as two different reflections of the same divine power.
The relics could be authentic, Your Excellency, but we only have your word to convince us. The political and religious impact of these discoveries will be unprecedented. We risk schism, civil war, and who is to say that this is not a plan to weaken us?
It seems that you only see the negative aspects of this discovery, but the reality is very different. By integrating some of the natives' beliefs into your dogma, you could build an alliance with them, something no other nation has managed to achieve before.
It is a good argument, Your Excellency. I hadn't thought about that.
I would also like to inform you that a member of the Ordo Luminous was part of the expedition. He tried several times to sabotage it, even killing many of his colleagues for it, and finally attacked us as we were preparing to join San Matthias.
You'd have thought that the remaining members of the Order would go to such extremes. But I fear these attacks are just a reflection of what will happen if your discoveries are made.
Your Eminence, we are faced with a crucial choice for our nation. What does a man of faith do in such a dilemma? He prays and places his trust in the one who came before him and has shown. Saint Matthias shows us a new way. If we are
You surprise me, Petrus. You who are always so political, yet your words seem sincere. You give me something to think about.
If my people knew that the great sage they had long respected is the same man as your saint, and that your priests respected our culture as he did, they would be welcomed here as brothers.
And the Eden we wanted to build would be everywhere. You speak sense, Princess. Does anyone wish to add in?
I understand your doubts about the future that will inevitably be caused by... You hesitate just as St. Lucius did to tell us about the journey of his master. Yet he revealed what he knew, and his words still guide Thélème today.
Thank you for your testimony. I will now retire to think about it. After careful consideration, I have decided that it is my duty to reveal. It will take years for our theologians to study, but our dogma must follow the path opened by...
Thank you, Your Eminence. I would be delighted...
I don't doubt it, my dear. And I would like you to take... I look forward to worshipping at the place where our holy founder ended his days. As for you, Your Excellency, I thank... Your sincere insight has encouraged me to make this...
It was my pleasure.
Let me also thank you, Your Excellency.